Hi, I'm Adam from Watford Opinions, and the match was, to say it simply, it was pretty frustrating and boring overall. Ivic tried the 4-3-3 formation for the first time this season, which a lot of fans were excited to see. And in terms of having a good balance of attacking options and midfield stability and control, the 4-3-3 did seem to work. I don't think the formation was the problem in that 0-0 draw. Defensively, we also looked sound for most of the match. It's just Bristol City, they kept a very deep defensive block, which we struggled to break down. And a lot of the issues that came from that match was not due to the tactics, but due to individual performances, because a lot of players were slipping left, right, and center, taking poor first touches, giving the ball away, and just being sloppy overall. But as well as there being a lack of attacking creativity, because it's not to say we didn't have the ball in their final third as much as we needed to, because we did. We had the ball in their final third quite a lot. We had it in their half for most of the match. We dominated possession. And again, defensively we were sound, but attacking-wise, we had the options and the numbers for it. We just lacked the creativity. That's a bit more training ground stuff. Again, individual quality needs to come to the fore there. So overall, the match was definitely frustrating in the sense that it was a 0-0 draw. We wanted to win. Again, holistically, a draw away from home against a top 3 team at kickoff. I mean, that's not a terrible result. Obviously, we want to be winning every match we can. 0-0 to Bristol City isn't terrible. It's definitely not what we wanted. But it's just the concern is, it's like at the beginning of the season where the defense wasn't the issue at all. We had the attacking opportunities in the sense that we were in their half of the field enough, but we just didn't have the ability to create. And Andre Gray definitely was one of his off days. So we definitely need more attacking creativity. Dini coming on, I mean, he didn't have enough time to make an impact. I want to see Stipe Peretza starting more. When Sema's back, he might be out with COVID. At the time of filming, we do not know who the players are out with COVID, but a front 3 of Sarr, Pedro, and Sema, that seems like it could be very interesting. And then just tactically speaking, another interesting point from the game is a lot of people thought it would be Pedro out wide and Kina at the attacking mid position. But it turned out that Pedro was the attacking mid and Kina was out wide. And what people have to remember is Pedro was a central player when he played in Brazil. He's not naturally a wide player. It's just, I guess his lack of physicality is what made him more naturally go to a wider position for some matches, which is why people characterized him as a winger. So having Pedro in the middle I wasn't bothered by that. He seemed to be less involved than he could have been. But Kina out wide, I think Kina actually played pretty well. He had our only shot on target. He looked dangerous. He had another shot in the first half that was from distance that almost dipped in. So Kina actually looked pretty solid. Watford should have tried to get Sarr in a bit more. There wasn't too many times when he was released. But yeah, I mean, overall the game was a bit lackluster, boring, frustrating. It wasn't our worst performance of the season. Defensively, we were totally fine. It's just attacking-wise, we just didn't have the edge. And it's not that we don't have the numbers on the pitch. It's not that we need to do a 2-striker formation. It really just comes down to individual quality. And again, Bristol City, I was a testament to their manager's tactics as well. They held a very deep defensive block and had a lot of numbers behind the ball, which Watford found very difficult to break down. So a lot of credit does have to go to Bristol City defensively in that sense. And the positive Watford can take from this is we can defend very strongly with 4 at the back. We do not need 5 at the back to defend well. We only need 2 center backs on the pitch. So that's a positive. And again, at the end of the match, Ivic did shift to 5 at the back when there was little time left. But I think that was a bit because Ngakia seemed like he needed a substitution due to fitness or a cramp or something like that. But it definitely does show we don't need Messina for the 4-3-3. And we can definitely do a 4-3-3 because in the 5-3-2 or 5-2-3, we were starting to absorb more and more pressure and losing the possession. In the 4-3-3, again, Bristol City, their strategy was to be defensively compact, hold a really deep line, and let Watford try to break them down. And again, credit to them for the good defensive block. But I think the match, it's 0-0, frustrating, but there are positives in terms of a new tactic. You can't expect to win every match that you change a new tactic in. I want to see this tactic more. The 4-3-3 seems to work. And yes, you might say, well, if Bristol City has a solution for it, so will every other team. But then again, Watford haven't had as much time to train in it. They'll get more creativity as they train in it more, and not every team is going to be in the top 3. So at the end of the day, it was an annoying, frustrating draw, but it wasn't as disappointing or as alarming as the draw against QPR was. Thank you.
Hadi it's Brendan again from Watford FC, the Netherlands, Dutch Hornets. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Just a small promotion. The Belgian Hornets as well. Yeah, where to start? Rest in peace, Diego Maradona, one of the greatest of all time. So where to start? Watford 0, Bristol 0, or Bristol 0, Watford 0. No goals. Not that big chances that we're seeing. Good defending from Bristol, good blocks, good goalkeeping by Ben. What to say anymore about this game? I think we've done well defending. We've got luck that Bristol City on some chances don't score. But what the problem is, we didn't score today. The problem against QPR was we score only once, and we didn't score more often. If we've got small chances, we must be score more. To be honest with you, we must be score more. If you don't score in games like this, you lost the connection with the top flight of the competition of the league. That's not what we want. We want to stay on top. We want promotion places or playoff places. That's important. But what to say? Look at the stats. There are 7 shots on target. No, 7 shots to the target, and only 1 on target from both teams. I think it was a midfield game. Lot of passing, lot of possessioning again. We missed Gan Sema 100%. That we missed him. There were no offsides today. Lovely stat. What to say more about this game? I think we must have scored more. That's the conclusion after today. Take care. Cheers.